recognition of early recognition of ROP, BPD, and their remedial measures, and changing perspectives of neonatal medicine. More than anything, long-term follow-up of these babies by dedicated team has reduced the morbidities of the premature babies. So many preemies have grown up today as children, as adolescents, and young adults. Preemies find their place in the modern medicine as their right. Thank you very much, Dr. Prashant.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Maya, sir. Now we have our most, he has taught so many postgraduates, has guided so many postgraduates, and he's from our South Canara, and but he belongs to entire Karnataka and entire India. I request Baliga sir, to kindly bless us and few words on this occasion of observation of World Premature Day. He's the one who corrected me because last year also he corrected me, and today also he corrected me when I invited him over the phone. But sir, over to you, sir.
Okay,
Online.
Baliga sir. Yeah. I think Baliga sir, your call is on hold. You're there, sir. All right. Till he joins back, I request Vijay Kulkarni sir, who has done remarkable achievement in North Karnataka, and he has been a household name, and everybody knows him very well, and he has got a vast experience. So now I request Vijay Kulkarni sir to speak a few words. Over to you, sir.
Prashant, am I audible?
Yes, sir. We can hear you and we can see you, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Prashant, thank you once again. We are celebrating World Prematurity Day. In fact, we have a nursery which we cater to 50 babies, and more than 30 babies are premature babies. And on this occasion, I would like to congratulate the office bearers of NNF for taking such a bold step of involving all the people north, south, east, west of Karnataka along with NNF for this wonderful venture of World Prematurity Day. I have seen from last 18, 19 years I am in SDM now. I have seen a baby of 700 grams. Now it has become 17 years. He has just joined college. It is a wonderful experience to share with you. In fact, I didn't know about this. I didn't. Otherwise, I would have shared his photo now. He's 17 years plus. So, in fact, what we have found, lot of revolutionary things we have done in NICU because of advent of NICU. A lot of ROPs we are treating, lot of deafness we are treating now. Lot of interventions have occurred in neonatology because of all the experts who work very constantly in this field. And the morbidities, there is some amount of morbidity, I don't deny that, but maybe early intervention as far as the tone is concerned, the transient tone abnormalities. Two of our students have done a remarkable presentation on transient tone abnormalities in NICU. So I really wish all the experts in this field for their wonderful innovations. And I thank Dr. Prashant for giving me an opportunity. And I also thank the NNF president for giving us an opportunity for asking me to talk on this occasion. Thank you once again, Prashant. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I request a person who has carved a concept called mother and child, and it is a concept to celebrate, not observe pregnancy as pathology, but as a physiology, and he has made it very successful all across the globe. He is the only executive MBA holder from Harvard University. He is none other than founder director of Cloud9 Group of Hospital, Kishore Kumar sir. Kishore Kumar sir, Over to you. We request you to speak a few words, and he is our Vice President of NNF Karnataka State Chapter. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Prashant. Thank you, everyone. It's a great occasion because neonatology is the youngest branch of medicine. It is less than 100 years old. There is no other branch of medicine which is less than 100 years old. So it is the youngest branch of medicine. So the good thing is 100 years ago, people never used to resuscitate babies. So we have come a long way, and neonatology is growing exponentially in India. Just to give a glimpse of what is the growth is, 15 years ago when we started Cloud9, everybody said it is not going to make a success story. And we proved that wrong. And at that time, we had 12 neonatal intensive care units in Bangalore. Today, we have 42 NICUs in Bangalore, which clearly shows the exponential growth. So we are on our way to reduce the neonatal mortality and infant mortality in a big way, but it has to be a collective teamwork. We should not be doing the same mistakes which we should not repeat the same mistakes which happened in the Western world, where when they tried to save the babies, the morbidity increased. So we should not be focusing solely on the mortality. We should be focusing on the quality and intact survival of the babies. So hopefully the celebration of Prematurity Day will bring the focus on intact survival rather than just survival and reducing the mortality. That's our hope and wish, and we'll strive hard through NNFK and all the other associations in achieving that. Thank you very much, and back to you, Prashant.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So we have come from the time we have taken over from office from our previous office bearers. We have done phenomenal work. We are trying to make sure that we continue, and we have to elevate our standards of our work to NNF Karnataka. So this cannot happen by one person or by one single individual. It is always a team effort which brings in a great achievements. So on this occasion, we would like to thank our joint secretaries from all across the Karnataka. They were selected. From North, we have Sidhu Charki. From North Center, we have Sohail Ambi. From Center, Dr. Raghavendra. From South, we have Dr. Kumar S.R. And from Mangalore, Karavali side, we have Leslie Lewis, sir. So I request each of our secretary, starting from Sidhu. Are you there? Yeah, to share a few experience quickly, and then we'll move on to all our secretaries, and then we'll invite our executive board members as well. Over to you, Sidhu.
Yeah, thank you, Prashant, for the opportunity, and it's a wonderful day. Nice day you have selected. Yesterday we had an international CME on pediatrics where we spoke about neonate, and it coincidentally matched with the World Prematurity Day. And to share the experience as such, Bijapur has seen a lot of neonatology, and credit goes to Dr. Bidri sir. He was a pioneer who started proper neonatology in Bijapur. Now today we discharged two preemies who were just 650 grammars, twins delivery, and it just coincided with the World Prematurity Day. A lot of things to be done. There was a discussion going on rather than preventing morbidity and mortality. I agree with Kishore sir. We have to concentrate more on the morbidities as well for an intact neurodevelopmental outcome. And we as NNF office bearers have already been focusing on reaching to the community level. So let us pledge and continue our service towards that. Thank you, Kottresh sir and Prashant, for the opportunity. Back to you, Prashant.
Yeah, thank you. So I request our Dr. Raghavendra he's our joint secretary. Over to you, Dr. Raghavendra. Kindly unmute and speak. Unmute yourself and speak.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. And definitely, I thank NNF office bearers for giving me opportunity. Here also same thing, whatever Dr. Sidhu Charki has expressed, we are also having the same, almost 30% of our admissions are preterm babies. Can you hear? Yeah. 30% of our admissions are preterm babies, and we were able to manage to save so many preterm babies. Today we have discharged a baby with 1,300 grams, we have done KMC. And definitely we have to have a serious discussion on managing such preterm babies. And definitely all the newer modalities, whatever we learned through our discussion, through our webinars, we have to put all knowledge together to save such babies. And definitely we should keep in mind that we have to bring down our neonatal deaths as early as single digit. And I thank NNF for giving us opportunity to gain knowledge with this preterm week celebration. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Raghavendra. Now I request our young and dynamic guy from Hassan, who is doing a great job, and being in a place like Hassan has actually elevated the Hassan with his effort of caring the preterm babies, and he has also done remarkable work over there. Over to you, Dr. Kumar.
Thanks for introduction. Not it was too high. Expectations are too high. See, actually, when we started in NICU, it was a very small unit. Actually, we have now we have built a big NICU in even government hospitals. Managing a preterm itself is a challenge. So, a lot of things we are doing, and as sir told, it is not only about managing just a preterm and saving lives. It is intact survival is more important. So hope we will do some more things and we'll achieve more babies. We should hope we save lives of a lot of babies with a good neurologically intact babies rather than saving lives. And thanks for Dr. Prashant as well as NNF Karnataka for giving me opportunity to speak few words. Hope we'll do good work. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kumar. So now I have online Shantaram Badiga sir, who has been a teacher and who has done phenomenal work and who has guided all of us, who has been mentor, guide for so many of us, and still he never says no for any academic activities. So he is online in phone. Sir, you can speak, sir. I put you in loudspeaker.
Okay. Thank you, Prashant. And it's very kind of you to have conducted this program, and wish you all the best, because we need to observe and spread the knowledge of how to take care of premature babies, because they found a major chunk. 65% of neonatal death is because of prematurity. And most of them in India are dying from it, not in the tertiary care centers, but in the primary health centers and the facilities, taluka hospitals. That bears a major brunt of preterm deliveries. So in utero transfer needs to be facilitated, and if not in utero, then extrauterine transport and a dedicated neonatal transport is the need of the day. And hope today's celebrations will help to realize the need for neonatal transport and intact transport for intact survival. All the best for the program.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you for coming online. Thank you. So now I request Iron Man of Karnataka, and he's my favorite. He's dynamic, and he has done phenomenal achievement. And I'm very, very small person to describe him, but our audience needs to know him. He's the one who has built, like how Krishna Devaraya built Vijayanagara Empire in the same place in Bijapur. He has built an empire of pediatric and neonatal unit, which is recognized all over India. It is a DNB recognized hospital, and he has been serving this from more than what we are present age is. So he is none other than, we call him Iron Man of NNF Karnataka because of his stiff and strong decision making. Bidri sir, now I humbly request to speak a few words, share your experience with all of us, sir. Over to you, Bidri sir. Bidri sir. I think he was there. Unfortunately, we are, Bidri sir, are you able to hear us? All right. He will connect back now because I just saw his name and then it went. All right. So now I request our, without the help of our executive board members from North, we have Srinath Mugli sir, and we just saw Vijay Kulkarni sir. He's also our executive board member of NNF Karnataka chapter. So on this occasion, we would like to thank you for all the support. From North Center, we have Dr. Revana Siddhappa, Dr. Ajay SK, we have Dr. Adarsh AM, Dr. Sunil Ganjamad, Dr. Prakash Vemgal sir. Prakash Vemgal sir, are you there, sir? Prakash Vemgal sir, I just saw your name. Yeah, and we have Dr. Shiv Shankar, Malik Arjun, and Srinath Manikanti, Krishnananda Ovi, Shreyan, Srinivas BH, Dr. Kirti, Dr. Sahana, and Shweta, Dr. Shweta. They are our executive board members. They have been with us for all the work we have done so far. So we would like to thank on behalf of our president and vice president for the wonderful support what they have given. And if any of our executive board members are there, I request them to kindly unmute and speak a few words. Any of our executive board members are there? Adarsh, Srinath.
Prashant, Adarsh here.
Yeah, please speak a few words.
So very happy with the way NNF Karnataka is going. So on the eve of prematurity week, so I feel lot of knowledge is being shared. So all the neonatologists are being taken care of. So I'm quite happy with the way things are going. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Adarsh. Any other executive board members who are there who could share their experience? Srinath, Leslie Lewis, sir. Leslie, sir, I can see your name, sir. Leslie, sir, are you there? Kindly unmute and speak and share a few words, sir.
Prashant, good evening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So for all of you, the newborn week celebrations wishes, as well as the today's World Prematurity Day. As we look back for the last 2 decades of our work with NICU, I think we are proud to say that we are doing good. Not only the survival is we have gone down to an intact survival. I think earlier, if you look back 2 decades back, surviving 1,000 grams to 1,250 a miracle. But now we have gone down to 750 grams, less than 28 weeks of gestation, as well as now even going less than 750 grams. And I think because of the facilities provided to us, the infrastructure provided to us, and the nursing professionals who are there, and the wonderful the work we are doing across the country, maybe in not a large number, but definitely different places we are doing it in a different way. And we're proud to say we are doing good, and we love to take this to our heights. And so, Prashant and Dinakar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I request our treasurer of NNF Karnataka, Dr. Dinakar, sir, to speak a few words about the
Yeah, very nice, Prashant. You are really strong, and you are having the persistence to continuously sit from 4 o'clock to till 8 o'clock. And we know that you have left your clinic. Number one. Number two, you are having a great dedication to improve the NNF Karnataka. People do talk, I will do that, I will do this, but you have showed your persistence. So before your nomination, people were telling that he is a small boy, he cannot do, but you showed it, you showed to all the people how mature you are. Really, people will recognize your hard work. For near future, we wish you should become a president of NNF Karnataka in the young age. You should dedicate and do the same work from heart. And one more thing, I'm not praising you. Dr. Kutresh sir, with his help, we are doing the great job. And I don't want to tell anything about Dr. Kishore Kumar sir. With his blessings, we are continuing. I want to tell really thanks and heartfelt embracing to all my all our joint secretaries, all our joint secretaries, without anything, without expectation, whenever we call for the meeting day and night, they are in the webinar, they always support our team and as well as the EB members too. Whenever we call, they're all telling, sir, Corona, when Corona will go off. We want to jump and do all the work because we have created 9 branches to work day and night for the NNF to decrease the neonatal mortality as well as micro preemies we want to say. And one more thing I want to really thank Mr. Ganesh. You are without any expectation from NNF Karnataka, day and night. You left your team to us. You are not only just supporting for the webinars and anything, even we need any equipment you are giving to us or any moral support like a brother, like a mentor, like a really hard rock. You stood behind the NNF from our heart. Really, we are thankful to you, Ganesh. Just we request behalf of NNF, just can you have say few words about the premature week, how your company is serving us in the premature, how you can help further about our NNF Day as well as NeoCard. Over to you, Ganesh, with permission of Prashant.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would. The next person was the pillar who has been a strong support. I was about to tell, and you stole words from my mouth. Ganeshji, over to you.
So thanks, Dr. Dinkar. Thanks, Dr. Prashant. Thanks, Dr. Kishore, and the entire team of NNF Karnataka. It's a great partnership. I always believe that technology companies and doctors, when they come together, they truly can make a huge difference, because it's all about learning and unlearning. Which is what I always believe is what we do as we progress in our careers, and especially continuous learning is the key. And as much in technology nowadays, if you really see, almost everything gets obsolete within a few years. So we are in the same level of continuous learning, and programs as this needs a big initiation. Doing programs like this 2 times a week, and also you also support the NNF Tamil Nadu branch for some programs for them as well. So that's like 4 programs a week, and I don't know how many more you do. At least this much I have some visibility, so I don't know how much you do. And sometimes I really wonder, because when I am stressed for time, I keep asking myself, how much stressed you will be for time, and still you are able to take out this time, and you are able to support for education. And whatever we do is very, very small. But one thing I can say, tell all of you in neonatology, especially on this premature. Yesterday was the World Preemie Day, and of course, the whole week, a lot of activity happening around, importance and awareness of prematurity and how we can save lives. This is something which I really learned, in this business. I never knew that 15 years back, before I met Dr. Kishore, I keep saying this every time. I never knew. I was in ultrasound business. I was in healthcare. That was my first year in newborn care business in GE. I became the leader of that business, and my first meeting, that week, we saw a newspaper article. I'm saying this for a reason, because I heard the several team members of NNF, what you call the organizing secretaries of NNF, talk about premature birth and saving lives of 600 grams, 27 weeks, 28 weeks. I remember very clearly that there was a 900-gram baby which was saved, and it became news. And I remember Dr. Kishore told me that this is news in India. It's not the news anywhere in the world. Anywhere else in the world, it's a 600-gram baby to save. It's not a big news. It's something which can be done. And from there, 15 years back to now, almost everyone across the country. Neonatologists have done a phenomenal job. All of you have done a phenomenal job to make a 24-week baby, have a normal life, to make a 600-gram or a 500-gram baby to live a normal life. And of course, in whatever small level, as GE and GenWorks put together as our portfolio, we could bring in as technology, because we realize very clearly together, we realize that's why we are together, that it's a clinical aspect, is one very important thing. Clinical expertise is a very important thing, but technology assistance is also important when it comes together. And all of this come together is really when we celebrate, saving lives. And celebrating a newborn, saving a newborn is a very big deal. And I should thank the neonatologists of the country, all of you, for wisdom, even to people like us, to focus on these areas, continuously educating us and guiding us to bring in new products, new solutions, and to make sure that the entire care area is not left unserved for any reason at all. So, and also now with more predictive algorithms coming in, we are going to have a session around that as well. It's really going to be fun, because saving lives is the biggest thing that we can do in our profession, both as healthcare, in healthcare as doctors, and as healthcare paramedics that we are. If we can come together and make a baby live a normal life, for no fault of the baby, the baby is preterm, or is having to have a compromised life, is what we want to avoid. And I should thank all of you for this great effort. Education as this plays a significant role, and specifically Tier 2, Tier 3 geographies, we spoke about, how this newborn care is gaining, such traction through people who are willing to go and work there. Like Dr. Bidri, we spoke about. People are working in Tier 2, Tier 3 to give the same level of care as what is possible in a metro. While healthcare is specialists are skewed towards the metro geographies. I'm so glad that newborn care is more penetrated, and neonatologists are willing to go and set up in Tier 2, Tier 3 geographies and provide the best class of care and save lives. It's a privileged moment for us, sir. It's a proud moment for us. Thanks for all that you're doing, and from our side, whatever we can, we certainly will, and you can count on us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ganesh ji. So, before I start the session, I would like to request one ma'am from Bangalore who has been doing continuously without even bothering about the COVID numbers, cases. She's been going every day. Survey. Yes, sir. Bidri sir is unable to join. I tried calling him, but he sent a message, sir. So I would like to request our beloved Dr. Sahana ma'am, who has been serving relentlessly for so many years, and still she continues with a smile and with lot of effort. Dr. Sahana ma'am, can you kindly unmute and speak a few words, ma'am?
Yeah, good evening, Dr. Prashant. Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead, ma'am. We can hear you, ma'am. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you. Nice meeting you all. So it's a wonderful thing to share, and busy with the busy neonatal week going on. So I just came back home. So nice. All of you are doing a wonderful thing. Many a times I could not join for your meeting, but today I thought as soon as I came, I have to just freshen up. So I thought I'll join you people. A very wonderful service, Dr. Prashant, Dinakar, Dr. Kotresh sir, Bidri, Dr. Kishore sir, everybody, they're doing a wonderful. And this platform is really nice for everybody. Thank you so much, Dr. Prashant.
Thank you, ma'am. So I would like to remember all the hard work done by our seniors who have laid a strong foundation, starting from Nirmala Kisri ma'am, Rekha Bhatt ma'am, all the legends who have shown and guided us in a big way. So if I have missed anybody, kindly forgive us. And we are here to follow you and to take to the next level the responsibility what you have handed over to us. We'll definitely take it to the next level and make all of you proud. And we need your continuous guidance and support. So I would like to thank previous office bearer. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sidhu, are you on the line? Okay, Prashant, from
Yes.
North Karnataka, even
Yes,
though
sir.
we think more deaths are there, what we read in the newspaper. Sidhu, can you tell?
Yes, sir.
See, we know all the neonatologists' name. Since you are the joint secretary representing all our joint secretaries, can you tell North Karnataka's 20 names? It should be in your tag. No, if you don't know, I will tell dear. It is
I'll tell,
because
sir.
you're representing the North Karnataka. What we want is, please, one big round of applause for all the people after telling their names, dedicated neonatologists. Please, dear.
Sir, first I would like to start with our own very mentor, Dr. L.H. Bidri, sir. He is a walking, talking, practicing neonatologist with us. Am I audible, Prashant?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. Go ahead, go ahead.
yeah. Dr. L.H. Bidri, sir himself. Then we have Dr. Veerbhadrappa, sir, Dr. Sandeep, Dr. Evan Siddhappa, Dr. Ajay S.K. Then we have Dr. Riaz, who is taking care in Ballari. Then we have got Dr. Mallesh Gowda, who is a practicing pediatrician practicing neonatology. Then we have from Bagalkot, Dr. Ati Patil, sir, Dr. Anita Namgowda, Dr. Gangadhar Mirji. From Bagalkot, my colleagues, Dr. Lakshmi Hadalgi, myself, Dr. Srishal Gidaganti, we have right now. From Raichur, we have one more person called Dr. Sidling Chingati. And coming to other part of Hubli, I think I'll start with Dr. Srinath Mughli, sir, Dr. Vijay Kulkarni, sir, Dr. Ravindra Joshi, sir, and younger generation, of course, my friends, Dr. Sohail Ambi, Dr. Martandappa, we have right now. And Darfar, definitely Vijay Kulkarni, sir, not to forget. And one more young neonatologist, Dr. Santosh, has come there right now. And I think I've mentioned 15, sir. If you want me to consider Davangere, I'll take our own Raghavendra Dodbani, Dr. Guru Prasad, sir, very own, our senior, Dr. Gayatri, Dr. Chaitali, and other parts. Sir, Hassan doesn't come in North Karnataka, right?
No. Carry on, carry on.
Okay, I think, sir, entire Karnataka is not Karnataka, sir, right now. I think I know, I understood the seriousness with what you are saying. Basically, I wanted to say that neonatology has come up in North Karnataka as well. The biggest credit of neonatology in North Karnataka goes to our beloved mentor, Dr. L.H. Bidri, sir, because he has been a pioneer who has brought a lot of instruments, a lot of technology in neonatology in North Karnataka, because he was the one who started whole body cooling, therapeutic hypothermia. I think Abid agrees with me because we have spoken about it a lot. And he was the one who got the machine repaired, sending it to Israel. Can you imagine it? People in Bangalore, I think, would have not even thought about it. He sent the machine to Israel to get it repaired. So a lot of people are doing it, sir. Back to Prashant and Dinkar, sir.
Thank you, Sidhu. Dinakar, sir, would you like to add something? Dinakar, sir, kindly unmute and speak, sir.
Sidhu, there are so many government doctors you left,
Yes, sir.
but they are working day and night for the neonatology. Okay, we are requesting everybody who is logged in, please one big round of applause to all the neonatologists who are there in this meeting or they are serving, including Sidhu. All the best. Over to Prashant.
Thank you, thank you. So I would like to remember all our previous office bearers who have worked hard to bring NNF Karnataka to this level. So big round of applause for all of them as well, and all the seniors from entire Karnataka as a single unit. So we have started a movement called hashtag NNF Karnataka First. So we'll focus all of us together, talking, thinking, doing best what we can in Karnataka first. We have lot to do and lot to look upon. So again, thank you all of my office bearers who have been a phenomenal support for me. So from NNF Karnataka, I'm Dr. Prashant Gowda, Secretary NF Karnataka State Chapter. Thank you once again. And we would like to thank Genworks and Ganeshji as well. So now we're going to start our World Premature Day with three wonderful speakers. So now I invite Mr. Chandan Gupta, who is the Wipro GE Healthcare GM and of South Asia. So I request Ganesh ji to give a brief introduction and please upload your slides and start the session. So thank you once again, all my seniors and mentors. Thank you, thank you. Ganesh ji, kindly introduce the speaker and start the session.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Chandan has already spoken in this program in the previous series. He spoke about the importance of technology, especially when it comes to saving newborns, which are early born preterm babies. When it comes to warmer or phototherapy or the kind of devices that is needed in neonatology setups. So Chandan is a very experienced, person, and has a personal experience, with his own family, which he always talks that his topics about why he got interested in neonatology while being in the technology business for GE Healthcare. And he is the first one who inducted me from the company side into neonatology, and from ever since, I've always been very seriously looking at this segment of business, because this is just not business, it's about saving lives. So Chandan is the best speaker to give a complete 360 view of why technology, how it makes a significant difference, and what we can do to improve clinical outcomes. Over to Chandan.
Thanks, Ganesh, for the very nice introduction. I hope that I am visible and my slides is also visible, right?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, I wanted to thanks for giving this opportunity on this very important month, World Prematurity Month. As Ganesh rightly mentioned, I am personally benefited by the great work that all of you are doing. It was in 2004 in the month of June. My twins were born and they were both around 900 grams. There are 28 wickets. They are born in Calcutta in a hospital called Bhagirathi Neutia, and Dr. Modi took care of them. So I was very, very scared, 28 weeks. My brother is a doctor, and when I asked him, he said the chances are very bleak. But when I spoke to Dr. Modi, he told me, Chandan, you're going to be the first time father. Please enjoy your parenthood. I'm going to take care of it. I have taken care of such babies. So please enjoy your day. This is your day. So I wanted to thank all of you. After 16 years, they are now doing well in their life, both physically, mentally. They're studying also well. And that was possible because of the great work that all of you have done over the years. And I'm sure, like me, you have saved millions of such parents and the babies, and they are enjoying their life as well. So my sincere thanks to all of you on this day. So with this, I would like to start about the transport incubator. Now, when you talk about transport incubator, there are two words. If you really look at that, one is the transport and another is the incubator. What basically we are trying to do is that we are trying to bring babies from the other centers to a center where they will be treated well. Now, from the very nomenclature of it, we will be bringing the babies for two reasons. One reason is that the babies must be very sick there, so they are not been able to handle that, so they need experienced care. The second thing will be probably the technology that is required to take care of the baby, probably that is not available there, so we are bringing here. So both the clinicians and the technology together, these babies will be saved. Now these babies are by definitions are very, very sick. Now when you are trying to bring a very sick baby, there is a concept called golden hour. It may not be exactly the 1 hour, but the time period that what we are talking about, it's very important. So you need to ensure that during this time when the baby is being transported, he or she being taken care very nicely. So there is no shock incidents or stress incidents happen, because any such incidents can lead to the seizures. And if the seizures are difficult, then there can be lots of complications. And many times the outcome is already compromised, because by the time you admit the baby lot of damages has already happened and which is very difficult to recover. So it's very important to understand this very first thing, that when we are trying to take babies from the other centers, we need to ensure that during this transportation time, nothing more damage happen. In fact, we need to ensure that we start giving better care than the what we are giving in the center where the babies were there. So the babies will start healing better when they are being transported. That means the system that we will be talking about has to be really good, and it needs to have a lot of other things which we will talk about to ensure that the babies are taken care. Now the very concept comes is that whether we are going to spend so much of money on this transport system. Now I will tell you one very interesting study. I am a very inquisitive person, and whenever I go to any hospital, I start asking different questions. So what I found out, I'm not going to name the hospital, I found out the average revenue of an warmer bed or an incubator bed, what the hospital gets in an NICU, let's say that amount is X. Now, if you really consider that the amount the hospital gets for the babies that comes through such transport system, let's say it is an Y, the relationship between X and Y is several multiplication. The hospitals, 3-4 hospitals that I'm talking about, it is to the tune of 5 to 7 times. So just for example, suppose per bed you get a revenue of say 30 to 40,000 rupees for an average NICU beds. You get for such a transported baby, you can get a revenue of anything between 1.5 to 2.5 lakhs. Because by definition, these babies are very sick. They need advanced care, whether ventilation or prolonged care. So as a result, you end up, getting more, revenues for these babies. So, and also please understand, one part is the revenue. The second part is the taking care of such very difficult babies and getting the name of the hospital. It also enhances the names of the hospitals because you are taking care of such difficult babies and the outcomes are really becoming great. So because of these two factors, when your name gets good, what happens is that automatically more and more babies, irrespective of transport and others, the referrals will start coming and the bed occupancy increases very significantly. So as you know that beyond a point, the fixed cost remains more or less same. So you start earning much more and the return on investment becomes much better. So having a very good transport system is very important. And I would say that as by definition, you are going to take care of the most fragile and most sick babies. It is very important that you invest on a good transport system. Now, coming back to that, what exactly is a transport incubator? So as I said, it's two words. The first word is an incubator. So it's a closed control system like any other incubator. But you need to ensure that because it's a transport system, it has to be very light and as small as possible so that it is very easy to move. It needs to have a trolley so that you are able to move. Normally it is it's covered by a fiberglass or an acrylic structure and there are openings to handle, and also it measures the skin temperature probe will measure the temperature of the baby and also the environmental temperature, and both will be seen in the screen. It should have a battery so that it can be used during the transport. And also it should be able to have the alternative power sources so that the ambulance power system or sometimes the AC systems available also can be used. Now, the way I'm going to talk about this transport incubator in three things. The one is that when you decide for a transport incubator, what are the different things that you should look at? The second part is that when you look at the transport incubator, what are the different kind of regulatory approvals and the compliances that you should look at? And the third one is that when you really look at a transport incubator, what are the added instruments that you should look at to make it a comprehensive system? Now, to start with, the first one is that what is the basic equipment we are talking about and what are the things that is needed for the basic transport incubator? The first thing is that it has to be lightweight. But when you talk about lightweight, because it is going to be used in transport, but at the same time, lightweight doesn't mean fragile. You need to ensure that it's very rugged because it's going to be handled very roughly and the people are in emergency. So at that point of time, it's very difficult to ensure that everything will be taken care. So you need to ensure that all parts are very, very rugged and it's not easily breakable. The second thing is that whether you are going to use a single wall system or a double wall system, because it's a closed system and you know the incubator can be either single wall or a double wall. The good quality incubators are always double wall. And as I have said, you are going to ensure that you are going to take care of the very, very sick babies. You need to ensure that the double wall is your preference. You need to ensure there is a 360-degree visibility, because at any point of time, whenever you are transporting, you want to watch the baby. So you need to ensure that there is a 360-degree visibility. So visibility and access are very important. So whenever you have the visibility and you want to have an access, you need to ensure you have both hands access from the front door, also from the back of the infant chamber. So from any side, you can have an access and you can take care of the baby. Then you need to have multiple ports so that the different tubings for IVs, for respiratories, and maybe for the monitoring and other devices. So you need to have a lot of access ports to ensure that those are not, you are not putting everything on a particular port. And at a, time of emergency, all these things, get mixed up with each other. Then you should have a provision for a slide out tray for intubation, because there may be a requirement for intubation. So it should be very easy to handle. So this slide out tray is very important. Now, as I said that you are going to use it in a transport, so you must have battery, and the battery should have long battery life. So sometimes because of the roads and because of the distance you want to bring, you need to ensure that the battery life is really long, maybe 3-4 hours. Also, you need to have the external, the sources, power sources on which the device should be able to work. So in case it is required, the battery is drained, you can still use the external sources, maybe the ambulance power sources that you can use. You can actually run this machine. You should have a high intensity examination come procedural light, because it may be required that you need to do certain small things, while you are transporting. So the device should have a very good quality examination come procedural light. It should have an oversight self, so that you can put some important things on that, and the pressure diffusing mattress, because these babies are very fragile. The skins are just getting developed. So you need to ensure that the weight is equally distributed and there is no pressure stress. So you need to have a pressure diffusing mattress. The humidification should be there, because it's a closed system. You need to ensure the sufficient humidification is there. The display should be quite large so that you can read the data of the patient from a distance. You should have a comprehensive alarm system, so that at any point of time, if there is any problem, you know exactly what's happening and you can take actions accordingly. You should be supplied with the different accessories. We call it, it's the infant positioning straps. So the baby is well secured while being transported. The cylinder and it should be given with a collapsible stretcher, so that after you put the incubator in the system, you can collapse the stretcher and you can again carry it along with that. The advanced systems also have some additional things like pulse oximeter to measure the vital parameters, and also the oxygen analyzer to see that the percentage of the oxygen that you are giving. So this is the first part. When you are deciding for a good quality transport incubator, what are the different things that you should look at it? The second part, as I said, is that you need to ensure that this is really a transport incubator and it has gone through the different test and certification processes. I have just given different examples of the different certification and the test that goes through. You have seen that simulated stress testing and the static testing. These are just 2 examples that has been given. There are numerous other testing that is done. So you ensure that the device that you are choosing that goes through all these testings. At the same time, it complies with the road ambulance compliance, which is the European rules, the EN 1789. And also, if you are using it for the air ambulance, it complies with EN 13718. Once you have all these compliances done, if you are going for any kind of certification at a later point of time, these are going to help you. So this is very important. Once you have decided the equipment, you need to ensure that whether the equipment has gone through the different testing and the certification processes, and you have the required compliance adherence to the transport system. Many times we see the transport incubators are being sold and they do not comply any of those, the global or even some cases, some basic standards. So you need to ensure that the equipment that you are choosing that complies with at least some of those regulatory testing and the certifications. Said that the transport incubator, when you are doing, you need to ensure you are choosing a complete system. So when I say a complete system is that you, apart from the transport incubator, you it has a good gas management system so that you can have suction and also bag and mask and or alternatively TP's resuscitation system in case you require that. You can have a ventilator in case the baby requires that during the transportation time. You can have a vital sign monitor with all the standard parameters that for the vital signs that may be required. The CO2 monitoring, the therapeutic hypothermia, syringe pumps, and in some cases we have seen that even they are talking about nitric oxide therapy system. It is just to ensure that the baby, by the time you take charge with your transport system, gets very high level care. And by the time he or she is brought into your hospital, he is already stabilized and he is already started improving, rather than during the transport, something more has happened and it is almost impossible to improve the situation. Now, with this, I would like to end my session. And I would thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk about the transport system.
So thanks, Chandan, and I think Dr. Prashant, I want to introduce the
Yeah, thank you, Chandan. Yes, Ganeshji, please introduce our next speaker.
Okay, Chandan, please stay back for questions. So while I introduce the next speakers, typically the format is that the questions are taken after the topics are covered. So the second session is about transport of mother and neonate and pediatric cases. A lot of focus on ambulance design, electronic tracking system, and of course, the equipments that are to be used in the ambulance. And we have two experts here. We have Abid from GenWorks, who's a critical care expert, and all of us know ambulance is all about critical care, and he will bring in his views. And he also, helped us to get Mr. Zalpuri Saab, who's a veteran in the ambulances, and I had a brief conversation with him over the weekend, requesting him to come and enlighten us with his views. And in the 15 minutes of conversation, I learned so much, that there is so much that we don't know about ambulance. At least people like me don't know about ambulance, and how it is different for different age groups, from neonates to mother to a pediatric and to different kind of care areas. So I'm sure both of them are going to give you an excellent view of what is needed in ambulance and what we should not overlook, because we are dealing with critical care. Over to you, Abid.
Yeah. Good evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. Good evening, respected President and Vice President, Dr. Prashant, Dr. Dinakar. So it's a pleasure to be the part of this session. See, the idea was that how to make this session more interactive and more in a sequence. Like I requested Chandan, if we are going to take a problem, like if we are going to take a baby in an incubator, then next should be our ambulance. So then I requested Mr. Zalpuri. Zalpuri is a good friend of mine, and we work. Last 20 years, we have been in the industry, and way back in 2000, we have been doing a lot of ambulance services together. Like we have PM House. We designed 4 of PM House ambulances in Zalpuri. So that was the relation. And then we thought that, okay, let it be in a sequence, like Chandan has cover of the incubator part, and Mr. Zalpuri will support us how to design what are the parameters by selecting the ambulance. And then after that, I will take inside ambulance, what are the checks and what are the equipments which are important, to take through the baby and to make baby safe and to take it safely to the hospital. Over to you, Mr. Zalpuri.
Thank you so much, Abid. I hope I am audible to everyone. Hello.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Yeah. I mean, thank you very much for first of all giving me this opportunity for giving some insight of ambulance design and the electronic tracking system. I'll tell you that now one thing which has happened to Indian system is that now there is a ambulance code prevailing in ambulance designing, because government has been struggling tough to find out how to go about it, because there were mushroom ambulances which were being operated in our roads. And then government of India has done a lot of brainstorming session involving a lot of people from the industry, and telling them how to go about it. The best part is that, as Mr. Chandan Gupta has told, that they have followed the total European pattern as well as the US pattern. The European pattern is called EN 1789 concept, where not only that, as he has said about EN 179 for all medical devices, even for the ambulances, and they also follow the same American pattern that is called triple K 1822. That is their standard, and both are incorporated in our system. And this code is called AIS 125 as per the Indian ambulance code. It is called now National Ambulance Code for Indian context, and this is prevailing now. Every ambulance should have passed by RTO, which has all these standards prevailing in those ambulances. As per the latest guidelines, all OEMs are manufacturing all chassis. They are as per AS 125. There are 4 types of concept which are available now in Indian road ambulances. One is called A type, then B type, then C type, and D type. I think A, B is very common. A is basically any two-wheeler ambulance can be which is called a first responder, can be considered as a A type. B type is it's a patient transport system. It is a PTA, they call it. If you go into the Google and you can find out what is AIS 125, they will give you the whole inside of this ambulance designing. And then in this you can find out that patient transport means only where a patient is being picked up and dropped. It's a simple transport. There are not much gadgets are allowed to be installed inside the ambulances. Then the major role comes from B and that is C and D. C is the BLS life support, and D is the ALS life support. That is called advanced life support. The concept of neonatal transport is prevailing to same advanced life support, where D type ambulances can be bought from any OEM, which is available now freely. The designing part can be done which is available with the most of the fabricator. Like if you come to us, we can give you a better good designing, which Abid will show in his there are some designs are available. And then these designs are prevailing overall with the safety mechanism of all systems which should be required for carrying a neonatal inside a ambulance, where the autoloader, as I said, that standard has specified that the autoloader where this incubator has to be carried should have a particular standards. All gadgets like defibrillator, ventilator, they have been predefined in the ambulance code that they should have all standards well in place. Like transport ventilator should have a standard. It is mentioned in the ambulance code. You can go through that ambulance code. It is vast and it gives you insight, and basically this code is made for the safety point of view. I mean, they want to ensure that, as Chandan has said, that it is not that we have to transport a patient from maybe a smaller facility to higher facility in a safety aspect, in a safety and scenario, so that the patient reaches safe to the higher hospital. And then second thing is that tracking is again the new concept which has come to the ambulances. Any ambulance which is available as of now, you can start the video tracking system in that. You can connect the doctor, like telemedicine is possible now. You can connect your doctor from maybe a higher facility doctor to a smaller facility doctor, when he transport the patient, from smaller hospital to a, even it can be, visualize how the transport is being taken, and any mishandling is done by paramedic or doctor, can be also checked in during that electronic tracking system. It's all possible in our system. This is what I want to give you assurance that I mean, everything is available in India. My point is that neonatologists are the most intelligent doctors. My request is that saving a life is very important, and we should save the lives in a safety environment. That will be more better, and so that we get the feeling that yes, we are partnering for life. So that is what I can add on this, that design part. Anybody wants any help from my side, we have been, helping, GVK MRI, which is the largest operator, 108 service in India. We are into, your Karnataka in 108 also we are available. Right now there is a tender going on. We are there also with them. Then you go to anywhere in the India, we are operating, MGM is operating everywhere. I mean, whether it is, operator or it is a government operation, we are, we giving them our designs, we are giving them our safety mechanisms. So we'll love to, assist anybody for that matter. So that is what I would like to say, and hand over back to, Abid in this. Yeah, Abid, it's back to you.
Thank you, Mr. Zalpuri. So, just wanted to give a small input of the Mr. Zalpuri, that he's engaged in many governments, when it comes to the ambulance, and have a rich experience when for the design of the ambulances. And he, like what he said, that A, B, C, and D. So all the type of ambulance, he designed, and he's a part of the government and the private institutes, and with a very affordable thing. So design and everything will be, he's doing of their own. They have the team, wonderful team, and half of the team is from the south only, which is part of the Zalpuri's team. So thank you, Mr. Zalpuri. So from here, I just wanted to take you through, my presentation. So before I go to my presentation, I just wanted to first of all congratulate NNF. So when I am seeing the brochure, so it clearly shows the learn from the best technology. So the learning is happening. So we had a continuous learning both side, from the end user side and from the technology side. Unlearn, that means old things what we used to be. So how are we replacing those things, is also happening with your support. And then relearn, so how are we going to adopt the new technology, is everything is happening in this program. Congratulations to all NNF, from our side, from my side. So basically, we'll talk about the opportunities and the quality improvement when it comes to the neonatal transport and the mother transport. Next, please. So here, we have a common goal from the technology side and from the end user side. It's basically to save the baby. So how are we going to save the baby? It's basically a teamwork. If we have any of the pillar lesser in the team, we are not going to justify to the baby by whether we are saving the baby or we are not saving the baby. That means if we have the people who are basically driving this, who are the end users who drive the technology, they are available, technology is available, and then it becomes easy for all of us to save the baby. So second thing is that it's a entire teamwork. I said it's clearly it's a teamwork. I have seen in my last 20-year career, when the things was not available, still we was managing to save the babies. Now there are the state of art equipments. It make easy for our end users to take the baby safely to the level 2, level 3 hospitals. So that is the end goal. With that goal, we will start what are those things, where we was, where we are going, and what is going to be our future for us. Next slide, please. So, so as Dr. Kishore rightly said that we have come a long way. So this is, neonatal transport history. When I was going through the history, I maybe 20 year I have a experience in a critical care, and 20 year I have seen myself also how it used to be, how it is now. I have a good friend of mine, which are doing the air ambulance. Dr. Aslam is there. He does the lot of air ambulance. I have supplied him a lot of equipment when he started the air ambulance, that way back last 10 years, I believe. So last 10 years he's doing the air ambulance. So we are doing the different type of ambulances are available, like road is available, train is available, even your air ambulance is available, and they have the lot of gadgets inside, which are helping us to save the baby. So from here and to here we have more to go. That is what we are going to talk about that in next slide. So when I saw, Zalpuri Saab's design, so he said me, Abid, this is a design, inside design. See, beside the equipment, there are a lot of things which needed to be have the ambulance. When you select the ambulance, we need to take care of small things, like whether the sockets are there, gas pipeline is there, and then the tracking mechanism is there. How safe is our baby? How safe is the end user also? We have to give the environment of the level 4 type of a thing when we take a premature baby, because we are taking a baby, we are taking a problem which actually, if we take that baby, so like Chandan has already spoken about the incubator. When we take the incubator, then it enter into the environment which should be the type of an NICU environment. So the design and the design part, this manufacturer of the ambulance, they are doing wonderful job there in India. And we have seen that today there are the dedicated neonatal ambulances. So it vary from the adult ambulance to the neonatal ambulance. There is some differences are there which they perfectly put it into their system. So on the equipment side, so Chandan already has spoken about the transport incubator. Beside that, on transport incubator, we can have the transport incubator with the multi-para monitor also. We can have the transport incubator with the ventilator also. We can have the transport incubator with the resuscitator also. But today what we have seen, the incubators which are coming, which they come with the standard scope of supply. They give without all these things, because they said that, okay, if they are inbuilt, they can be used only within the transport incubator. But if we take the standalone equipments, they can be used by traveling, or if you are putting back to the NICU, or if you need the transport ventilator there, that can be used also. So in that way, I just prepare something what should be there in a right ambulance, advanced ambulance. What are those equipments which help us to take the baby safely to to the destination, that is a level 3, level 4 type of a NICU. So transport incubator, we are going to talk the multi-para monitor. We will talk about the multi-para monitor. What are the features which we should look for when we select the multi-para monitors? Because multi-para monitors are available today right from 30,000 bucks up to the 4 lakh rupees. So then we have to decide which monitor is actually a good monitor to select. My friend Sushant, last session he talked about the feature about the multi-para monitor. So I am going to just to do the recap of on that. Then the gas connections, both in the incubator, both in the ambulance, how it look like. Then the flow meters, if we have to give the oxygen through the flow meter, how it should be. Then we will talk about the syringe infusion pump. Again, the syringe infusion pump have the lot of variety, which infusion pump we should select. Then if we talk about if the ambulance, we have to make a affordable, are we going to take the multi-para monitor or pulse oximeters thing, we can decide. So like Zalpuri Saab told, he already explained that C and D or B, C, D. So there are different types of ambulance available. And I have my own experience
all of you are veteran here. You have, I think, all of you in your hospital, there are 4 or 5 ambulance. So how are we going to make one advance, one D type of ambulance, one C type of ambulance, and one B type of ambulance? What are those gadgets which will make them perfectly, functional when it comes to the transporting the baby? That we are going to talk about. So we will talk about the temperature display. Again, it's a vital parameter. So that we will talk about. We are going to talk about the suction and the structure, which Chandan Gupta was talking about. It should be the stretchable. Next, please. So first we will talk about the transport ventilator. I have a experience about 20 years. I spent many nights in NICUs, in ICUs. Most of the time I was there in a transport by in a NICU and ICUs by giving application on the ventilators. So, and the ventilator selection of the ventilator is again in a key here key factor here. So when we select the, earlier we used to have the ventilator when we supply the Zalpuri's service on that, when we supply ambulances to the PM house. So at that time we was having the a small ventilator, transport ventilator, which was a Venturi type of a ventilator having one mode. Okay, from that one mode we have reached today to the 10 modes. So we have a transport ventilator much advanced today available in the market. So it can be from GE or from some other company also. But there are the transport ventilators which are available, which are smart transport ventilators. When I talk about the smart transport ventilators, today we have the turbine inbuilt. They are independent on the gas. Suppose if the baby doesn't need the saturation, we can manage on the 21%. It has got the source inbuilt, so you don't need to worry about the gases. It can save a lot of gases. Today we have the ventilator which is having the battery backup. Both it can one of our ventilator is having a 4 hour of battery inbuilt battery backup, and then it can be connected to the ambulance battery also, so that it will have the infinite type of a battery backup inbuilt. Then today we have the ventilator which is available with the with having the 10 modes like SIV volume, SIV pressure, assisted volume, assisted pressure, CPAP with pressure support, APRV, dual modes. So whatever modes you are giving in any good of the ventilator which is available in a level 4 is available for the transportation. So the key here is that if we have to select the transport ventilator, so we should see, as Zalpuri Saab also talk about that, and Chandan also talk about the certification. Certification plays a major role over here when it comes to the legal. If it should have the certification for transporting the baby through the road, through the air, so that it should have the capability and capacity to ventilate the baby. So we have the ventilator which can be used from premature baby to adult. So that means all 3 categories you can do: neonatal, infant, and adult. Neonatal, we can start our tidal volume from 5 ml onwards. Then if we talk more on the ventilators, we got a spirometry inbuilt. Today we can see if the patient is having pneumothorax or barotrauma, or if there is any leak there. So that also we can see with the help of a loop. And then we have that we can use for the invasive to non-invasive. Both the technology are available. Suppose if we don't have the expert in the ambulance, if we have the technician or who are transporting the ventilator is having the much less expertise, they can take the help of a non-invasive ventilation. They can do the ventilation smoothly. So is that the selection of the ventilator is something which is very, very important. And I see this when you have the inbuilt source of type of a ventilator, it will save you a lot of gases, oxygen. It will save. So you will be just increasing the saturation just increasing the oxygenation if it is required. Today also the transport ventilator is working for the high flow, that is above 40 psi, or the low flow, which can be connected with the flow meter also. So that is the beauty of the smart ventilator, smart transport ventilator. It can be used, as I said, from neonatal to adult. Then when it comes to the multi-para monitor selection today becomes I should not say it becomes a headache to the our end users. They are really confused on what to select. Okay, what monitor we should go for that. So when it comes to the neonate, so neonatal, it needs a different type of a technology altogether. So if somebody is saying that, okay, I'm going to give you a multi-para monitor, which will give to the neonate, pediatric, adult, we need to see the certification, we need to see the papers, we need to see the standards, what like in our GE, Sushant Thapa, that day he spoke about that we got a multi-para monitor which is upgradable. Suppose if you want, if we can take it with the basic parameters, NIBP, SpO2, ECG, and then the respiration, and then we can keep adding the modules like EtCO2 module. We can add the cardiac output module. We can keep adding the module, but the monitor remains same, and it has got a 3-hour battery backup inside. We have the option of connecting the world renowned technology like Nelco or Massimo, pulse oximetry within the GE monitor. Net to net, it is really it should be the robust, and then there should be a drop test for the monitor also. Suppose in a transportation there are maximum chances it may fall down. It may fall down during the transporting the baby from one place to the another place. Our roads are not so sophisticated roads, so that we have to be very careful when we select the select the multi-para monitor. So that is something which need attention. So by selecting the transport monitor. One more example I wanted to give you before I will go to the next, that we in our monitor, multi-para monitor, which is from the GE, so we got something called Dynamap. It is basically a technology where we use the 2 hoses when we take the NIBP measurement. We have a 2 sensor for the systolic, and then for another for the diastolic, to have the more accuracy. So that play a major role when when you give the prescription, when you give some drugs to the baby. So that is something which is very unique. We have the market technology when it comes to the ECG. So that is also very unique. We have 168-hour trending system, up to 200 snapshots. You can take it through the multi-para monitor. So these are some features which we should consider when we are going to select the multi-para monitor, because this is not a normal. This is, see, we are not in a an ICU. In our places we have a choice to replace the monitor from one monitor to the another monitor. We are on road. We have only one choice. We should have the good monitor in place. That is something which is not. I request not to compromise on that part. Then it comes to the transport incubator. Already Chandan spoke about that. I have my experience on the transport incubators, like in 20 years back, SGPGI we have given. I was doing the EMEDA that time. That was from the Switzerland. And transport incubators play a major role, having the right humidification, having the right oxygen connection, having the right mattress in place, having the right alarming system in place, having the right battery backup. All these things are very vital today. I can give you one example. I don't want to name of the doctor. So I have a friend of mine. He said, I cannot, Abid, I don't have money to spend on the transport incubator. So what is the next? I said, next to but I don't want to tell you. So he said, what? So thermoregulation, they wanted to have. You know what he has done? We have, our Lalabi warmer. He took that, on the upper side on the heating element only, and he put it into the small ambulance. He's in a Bareilly, he's a gold medalist, and he wanted to serve the babies, but the circumstances and the affordability, some major parts comes into that, but he is going to take the good transport incubator. I don't want to take that practice, but there are the ways also which you can adopt, and you are adopting right now, so that can help you when it comes to the regulation. Syringe infusion pump, my friend Chris already talked about that. Syringe infusion pump, again, it's a good subject, and it's an interesting subject also. When I say good subject, what should we have the syringe infusion pump? First of all, it should have a right uh, battery backup, so that it should not, and it should be easy to use. So we should not have the complicated menu after menu. So there should be the keypad also, so that we can, if we want to give the bolus, we can give the bolus. If we want to change the syringe, it should automatically change the syringe. It should identify the syringe. I used to do the Grasby. Zalpuri Saab knows that we was having the Grasby, that was a 3 kg type of a thing. Today we have the 250 grams and half of the kg type of a syringe infusion pump available. So that should be that should be the selection for the syringe infusion pump. So these 3-4 equipments, which are the heart of the when we transport the baby, need a strong attention, need a validation in terms of the certification, in terms of the who is the user who is using right now these multipara monitors. They need a proper attention. So then my next slide is going to talk about please, next slide please. So we are going to talk about the affordable. If we have, suppose if we don't wanted to spend, if we wanted to create a like Zalpuri Saab said that ambulance B type or ambulance C type. So are we going to go all the gadgets which we are going to be having in advance? So that we will leave it to you, but we have the option to to give it to you in that scenario. Like if we have to transport the mother first of all. So in mothers, so that is similar as our adult ICU ambulance. So what is minimum require on that? So can you go to next? So if we have, suppose we have to now transport a mother, and we don't want to spend a lot of money on the high quality type of a ventilator. So what is basically what we are doing, what I have seen personally, and you also are there. So when we are, if we don't have the ventilator, they used to have the ombu bag. With that ombu bag, they used to just transfer the patient from one place to the another place. We got a beautiful solution which is available with us now. That is AirBridge. AirBridge is helping us. We are not replacing actually a ventilator, but the design is that sophisticated. It talk about the more ventilator features when it comes to the actual actual action. So AirBridge, we have this non-invasive ventilator, and it got a battery backup of 3 hours. It got you can set the tidal volume here. You can set the respiratory here. You can set the IE ratio here. It helps. And I have seen that I read somewhere one study that the pregnant woman, if you are transporting the pregnant woman, if we do the invasive ventilation, it may harm the baby. So the baby may have the casualty. So it is better to have the non-invasive type of a ventilation, and to have the give a smooth, so that the patient not start fighting with the ventilator. So we come up with the latest of art of technology, which is AirBridge. So you can use this AirBridge inside the hospital, transport, in wards, in emergency, in even in ICU, for when it comes to the adult, when it comes to the pediatric or adult. So basically adult ventilation. So you can easily use. It is easy, really easy to use. You can have a circuit within the circuit. You can set the PEEP also. You can have the different level of PEEPs which you can set it with that. So that is the power of the AirBridge. And when it comes to the price, it is really affordable. It is manufactured there in in India, and it is manufactured by the Wipro. We are doing, we have done a lot of things there, and we got a huge success when we have taken this solution to our end users. Can you go to next slide, please? Yeah, keep going. There is one more slide which you are missing, Ananti. Avanti, go back. One more, go back.
This is it.
No, one slide is there. One more slide is there. There we talk about the Recess Plus and the air bridge.
Yeah, it's there now. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is affordable. Basically, when we talk about the, suppose we have the ambulance today, we wanted to ensure that, okay, our B type, C type, and A type, B type, A type, B type, C type, and D type should talk together and should have the minimum type of, gadgets inside, to avoid any casualty. So I think this is, one of the best solution which we have provided. One of the customer in Raipur, she said that, Abid, you have solved my problem. Basically, she was from the maternity. She was having the maternity hospital, and when I went to a solution with him, he said, I don't have anesthetist, I don't have intensivist, I don't have neonatologist, but I wanted to save mother if she face any problem. What are you going to do? And I don't have money also. If you ask me, you spend 10 lakh rupees, I don't want to give the 10 lakh rupees to you, Abid. You have to help me. How are you going to help this? So thank to this air bridge, we got a beautiful system. When I demonstrated air bridge to her, she said, yes, this is the equipment which I was looking. I have an ambulance. I have gas system inside. I have stretcher inside. But I have multiplier monitor even also, but I was not having any ventilator. So we have given this ventilator. This ventilator is independent of any airline. So you don't need to have the airline. It has the source inbuilt, which is the motorized, or you can say turbine inbuilt, which give the positive pressures. And as I said, it has got 3-hour battery backup also. And she is quite happy today that I have something life-saving equipment in my, in my maternity center. I can send to the some other, level 4, level 2 different hospital where she can be taken care. At the same time, we also have the Recess Plus, which is a beautiful system available with us. It doesn't need any battery. It works on the gases, both air and oxygen. So that is for the baby. You can resuscitate a baby if you don't have the hand type of a ventilator. If you even have the resuscitator within the ambulance, so you can manage to save the baby there. So it got you can set the PIP, peak inspiratory pressure. You can set the PEEP also through the circuit. You can also have the flow. You can set the flow also. So these are the minimum, and this has been very proven from the Lullaby series. This has proven technology. Many of you are using this Recess Plus, and there are other resuscitators also available, which have some here and there some limitations, but this is overall solution. So what I request that if you have a thought on this, what I said, that on the affordable mother and infant transport breathing system, and this is really affordable. And on top of that, if you add the multi-para monitor, you are complete within the B type of a C type of a ambulance. So with this, I am done with my presentation. If there are questions, please.
So thanks, Abid. Dr. Prashant, please take over.
Thank you. I think we got a very clear idea about the setting up of the ambulance, what is important, what is not important, how to coordinate, and how to set up things, how to utilize the space efficiently. Ganesh ji,
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So before we start the discussion and we open the session for the delegates, we have panelists today, Dr. Suresh and Dr. Adarsh. So I request them to share their views, and then session will be open for questions. Dr. Suresh.
Yes, hi Prashant, hi everyone.
Hi.
Yeah, so very interesting talk regarding ambulances. Excellent presentation. It covers a lot of areas which people don't even realize that goes into an ambulance, even a regular ambulance. And as all of your neonatologists here, when it comes to babies, everything is compressed into even smaller size. So thank you for the presentation. I just had a few observations to make because compared to the adult, in my experience, one of the difficulties in transporting neonates is the endotracheal tube can easily get displaced. I'm sure neonatologists here will agree with me. And one of the challenges is to provide a smoother ride in our bumpy roads. Our roads have improved a lot over the years, but still potholes do exist. And even a small bump, which in an adult would not be critical, in a baby can make the difference because in that scenario, the person inside may not be able to intubate. So that is one thing. The other thing, you showed me a design of a neonatal stretcher. And I have an issue with that kind of design because if you look at it, you had the incubator in the middle with monitors and ventilators on either side. But that prevents easy access to the baby's head side if you want to intubate it on the roadside. So those are two of my observations from my experience.
Should I answer doctor's
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, sir, there are a lot of things are available, as Abid has already pointed out. This is one of the design, which is, possible. But neonatal, ambulance has a different, sort of a concept in Indian market because normally it is only adult ambulance which is available, to be very frank. And if you see, there are devices like, if you ask, GE has a very good transport incubator. You can keep that transport incubator on a stretcher which has got 10G locking system. It is called, it is available in as per the ambulance code. It is called 10G locking system. Means if the stretcher is locked along with the incubator, all bumpy roads and everything will be taken care of. That is, even in a inch it will not move forward. It will not go even an inch backward. It's a locking mechanism which is provided in that stretchers. So one way, you are ensuring, you are an incubator that it will not have some kind of a issue. Now remaining is that which kind of a ambulance you are going to buy. Whether you are going to buy a Maruti Omni, which is now out of question because you cannot buy that. It is not a as per the ambulance code, it is not an ambulance. It is now the patient transport comes is maybe eco is a option. But in any case, I will still suggest that you go for a D-type ambulance. They have a lot of that shocking absorbing devices placed in the as per AI's ambulance code. And if the you are buying a D-type ambulances, they are giving you a certificate that it is as per the standards. And for all bumpy roads, it will give a safe ride to your patient. And as I told you that if you have a good trolley which is with a 10G locking system and a good transport incubator, the bumps can be taken care of. Rest, there is a side available where you can put all your gadgets. You can keep on monitoring on the left side. Normally it is put it on the left side. Like all as he has shown you that maybe suction, monitor, syringe infusion pumps can be planted on the incubator as well. Otherwise, it can be put on the left side of the driver side can be having a complete ICU displayed for the baby. That's not a problem. That kind of a design we provide normally.
Dr. Suresh, raise the hands.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something. You mentioned AIS 125, and I don't think anyone else here can claim it other than you, but I have actually gone through the entire AIS 125 standard, both part 1 and part 2.
Yeah,
and
that's great.
The European standard. So I have some concerns with the standards because one is, if you look at the European standard, they talk about, a lot of people think of ambulances as transporting only patients from A to B, but typically the safety of the inhabitants of the ambulance is given a backseat. I attended a lecture a couple of years, quite some time ago, by an Australian doctor in New York who actually had taken ambulances and crash tested them. Today we talk about NCAP, 5-star NCAP rating, 4-star NCAP ratings for new cars. And she had actually tested the ambulances and said ambulances are full of sharp points because typically the paramedical staff inside the ambulance aren't wearing a seatbelt because they're moving around seeing the patient. And if there is a toploader, and I personally, one of my ambulances actually has been involved in an accident. Luckily, they had gotten off. It was a highway ambulance to attend to the patient, and a truck came and bashed the ambulance, and it toppled over. So safety for the occupants also is an important criteria. And if you look at the European ambulances, they all have what's called high visibility standards, wherein they're painted a specific color called RAL, yellow Pantone color, which enhances visibility. Most ambulances are white by default because that is what has been there for the last 100 years. But white is a bad color in a city condition as well as in moving conditions because it merges into the background. And like you said, the type of vehicle is important. The Omni is no longer available. Omni was never a safe vehicle, and it no longer meets the standards. So Eco, but unfortunately Eco is heavily back. I mean, if you order it, it takes 6 months to 9 months to be delivered. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Zalpuri. And I believe Mahindra now has come out with a Supro ambulance, which also we've just purchased one. There is, I just trying to remember one more thing I wanted to mention. Visibility and looking at the AS 125 standard, if you look at it, it seems to have been copied from typically what is left-hand drive countries, because the ambulance stretcher, when you look at the ambulance, is kept on the left-hand side and the passenger egress is on the right-hand side. Whereas on our roads where we are, we drive road being a right-hand country, it's actually dangerous if the passengers are going to exit on a sliding door from the traffic side. I'd like your input on that.
Sir, Dr. Suresh, sir, you are very right in your observation. I must appreciate that. At least somebody is there, who has been pointing out, what is good and what is bad in road ambulances. First of all, as you said, like white color ambulances. Sir, things have changed now. I think you have gone through the code. There are proper, stickering is also provided as per RAL code, my slides were not loaded here, but there are, well-defined, patient transport, design. There are well-defined, basic life support design. There are well-defined, advanced life support design as per, and it has got a lot of visibility, that it is a advanced life support, and it is, even the beacons, even the, that your flashlights are all different. The concept is totally changed. Those old days have gone where only white color was allowed. It is not allowed now. You can see that in the backside also there are a lot of, that high, radium stickering is allowed now, and ordinary stickering you cannot do as per the RTO, the rule, that. And as you said, sir, for safety point of view, the concept of AS 125 is safety only, sir, because for all medical devices, certified mounting is arranged, like even as you said that paramedic is not putting a that belt, safety belt. It is that paramedic has to decide, that it is very important. The safety belt is already provided in the seat. If he is not going to tie up that safety belt, it is not the like I am a designer, it is not my fault. It is his fault. He doesn't want to follow that. But point is, sir, all devices, you take my word, that all, whatever we design, it is all EN 178. Even the device cannot, even if you topple the, this ambulance, the device will not fall on the patient or anybody. Only thing is that it is bad luck, it topples. But the safety is so that, that even the devices are not going to fall on anybody. That is the basic concept, even on the paramedic or the doctor. That is the concept which is being followed. At least I am following that, and we have the courage to say that even the PM ambulance, president, ex-president, even as I said 102, which we have done, the 108 which we have done, we have followed all norms, which are better than even the European norms. We have done that, and for that matter, we have charged the cost also, sir. It is not that something is coming free of cost. It is we have charged, and we have proved to the all clinicians or the that whatever technical committees were there, that if I am doing this is the reason for it, why I am doing this, and why I am charging so much. That is the concept. It is available, sir. You trust me, it is there. And even if you want to do it in Bangalore, there is a fabricator available. I'll come down and I'll tell you that this is what we can suggest you, sir, and you pay him accordingly, and then everything will be in order, as per AIS 125.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Dr. Dinakar, sir.
Yeah, Prashant. Yeah, very nice. Zalpuria, can I ask you one more question, please?
You are most welcome. That's how it will be pleasure, sir.
No. Abid is telling type A, type B, type C, type D.
Yeah.
See, we are doctors.
Very
Suresh is extraordinary.
Yeah.
So he is extraordinary. So he is above the doctor level and above all those things. So because he will be searching. See, what we know as per our knowledge as a common sense, type A, type B is a normal. Type C is a motorized, what is that, critical care ambulance. Type D, what we know is a simple vehicle where two-wheeler patient like a PK or some movie they will take, no, what is that, some movie that fellow will take his father, no, in his two-wheeler. That is type D. That what we know. One movie he will take his father and will admit.
Yeah.
Okay, that is type D. Type E and F and all helicopter. From that time, Abid should have known this next time, because Abid, we trust you. You are our light torch catcher. Okay, because for in NNF Karnataka or other thing, because you are light torch holder for the gen works. Never tell type A, type D in the doctors, because people might not understand what it is. So simple one is even Zalapuria Doctor Saab. Sorry, I don't know whether you are doctor or not. Okay.
I am not a doctor, sir. Yeah.
Okay. See, when only what we doctor know is ambulance matlab pehla tha, it was there, Maruti ambulance. Now it is outdated, people know. Eco has come, that also people might not like or might like a small or hospital. Okay. Like that, if you will tell people, then come to the little bigger one on Tata Winger. There are two models will come, 3048 or 4048. It's a bigger 25 centimeter length. If you will tell like that, people, if you want more lengthier one, TT, what is a tempo traveler? ऐसे बोले तो like us, people do understand what you mean by. Other than that, how we, okay, Mahindra or something like one more thing. I think so. Was telling high visibility left hand side. Yeah, that will come to the from the basic teaching to the advanced teaching. Then come to the color coding. And one more thing, just I am asking you all these thing questions. Simple word for our doctors. Which ambulance is better? I am not telling any company name. Simple word. Is it a Tata Winger or Tempo Traveler or similar kind any other vehicle? One word में नहीं तो दो शब्द में बता दीजिए.
That's how, Dr. Naresh, so nice of you. In fact, if you ask me, my preference is always with the Tempo Traveler ambulances. The wheelbase is 3350, and you can buy any C type or B type. Both are possible. C is, sir, as per the code, it is called basic life support, and D type is advanced life support. So this is when point is that when you go to RTO, he will always ask you have bought a D type or you have bought a C type chassis. That is why I mentioned C type and D type or all other types. Because now whenever a company which manufactures these chassis, they have to give you a certificate that this is a D type ambulance or this is a C type ambulance. Rest, sir, if you ask me that chassis wise, among the best is Tempo Traveler is the best, and the wheelbase is 3350. Tata Winger has improved their version. Their new model has come. That is called 3492. Wheelbase is much bigger. That is also a good vehicle, but spares are issue. That you will not be able to get spares very frequently. Maybe you have to wait for 6 months. Maybe a handle goes off. From the tractor driver side or on a patient cabin side, you may have to wait for 6 months. The spares is the issue, Dr. Naresh. Otherwise, Tempo Traveler is an ideal option, sir, in Indian condition.
Okay, number one. Suresh was asking how you people are going to regarding the seat belt. Suppose if the seat like a normal, where the car seat belt, where the seat is front placed, where we are seeing the road, we can place the seat belt. Suppose if the seat is sideways, mother is we are pushing the mother from the back side, so mother will be there on the stretcher. So both the sides are one side, there will be patient attendants will be sitting. Even you are placing the seat belt. But when the accident happens, they will have usually concussion injury. Each other's head they will collide.
Very correct.
So what you are going to do? Number one question. So question number B. Suppose we neonatologists, this is the NNF forum.
Yeah.
We want to transfer the incubator. So first we have placed the incubator in a same like a stretcher how mother is placed. Then mother is placed. Then sideways doctor is going to sit in both the sides. I don't know whether place is available or not because I am planning to buy the ambulance. TT Tempo Traveler we choose. Both the sides I don't know, front weaving seat such that seat will move whenever we want. So it should be locking or such that when the vehicle is moving, doctor can unlock and slightly move that side, front and back, that that wheelbase movement. So is it available? Number one question. What you are going to for the seat belt in the side people?
Should I answer Dr. Naresh on this part?
Haji.
Yeah. First is, sir, as such, which concept which you want, that, you want mother to be also going in the same, ambulance, while lying down is not possible because there is no space available. Either a neonatal, baby can go on an incubator, or the other side, where we normally, the design, Indian design says that it's a attendant seat where, as you said, that there can be head collided, which is 100% possible when there is a head on. Normally is possible, to avoid that, on that seat, normally you can ask that mother to lie down, we can give you a bench which is little, bigger in breadth size where mother can lie down. Otherwise, as such, nothing is available for where a baby and a mother can go together.
Even in Tempo Traveler not available?
Not.
That much
So
space is not available?
space is not, so that space is not available, to be very frank.
Okay.
And second thing is, sir, like, to avoid that head collision, there is a sitting arrangement available which we have normally made, is that, like you have seen, when the moving direction, you can have two attendant seat in the same moving direction. So even if the there is a head on, there will be no head collision. That is possible, sir. Instead of having a straight seat, where heads can collide, but you can have on the same moving direction, you can have two seats where two attendants can sit only. That's all.
Yeah, once Tempo Traveler we will buy.
Yeah.
If we will modify the Tempo Traveler, like I want like a Maruti Omni sideway opening, that sliding door to keep the because one of our friend has designed the Tempo Traveler sideway. He made it. He has taken the ambulance sideway. He has both the sides. He has opened the this thing sideway. He kept it. Okay, and he put that ambulance. What is it? Transport incubator like that.
Okay.
So one side both the sides he kept that two whatever I am telling you, front side sitting same like how we are sitting in the normal ambulance. Sorry,
Right.
normal Tempo Traveler, like
Yeah.
the two seats that it will move. Then
Yeah.
he kept the mother.
Yeah.
If we will alter, do you think our insurance will lapse?
Yeah,
Our
100%.
company won't give insurance. Suppose if it is a bought vehicle, once again we are buying. Our new vehicle, if we will buy, insurance will go. Both the scenarios you have to tell us.
Sir, according to the guideline, you cannot change the design. Even you cannot change the color, of the vehicle. Even if the passenger vehicle you buy, you want to change it is not possible. Now regulations are very stringent. As you said, the sliding door, that is also not possible because no ambulance is coming with a slider door, sir. Even if somebody does that, they are doing, the insurance is over, and their, that warranty as per the OEM is already over, sir. Nobody will give you that, that part, on that. That is your design. That is only possible if you buy something else. Like if you buy, there is a 26-seater available Tempo Traveler, which is they call it as a Tempo Traveler bus. So if you buy that, that's a big chassis where you can have the design, but then you have to get it registered with the transport department as a there is a form is called Form 22A. You have to fill that form from the fabricator that he has designed this as per your requirement, and it has been changed from a bus to a ambulance. Then it will go to the transport department. He has to agree on that, whether he agrees as per the the layout which has been given, and then that certification, normally they do it. Then you have to go for that kind of a concept. Then you don't have to go with the chassis which are available. You have to design as per your requirement. Then you have to buy maybe a Tata bus, or small bus, or 410 is available, or tempo traveler, a bigger chassis is available, then you design on that according to that slider, and everything is possible. And then you have to go with a form 20 to the RTO that this is my ambulance and I want a certificate on like medical mobile unit, or for ambulance. Then they will change that registration of that bus to a ambulance.
Yeah. Zalpuri and Saab, एक और
Yeah.
question. You
हाँ
told
बताइए
in your talk,
Yeah.
telemedicine now is available in the transport system. As per my knowledge,
Yeah.
there is ID7. What I came to know, first the company claimed you can go ahead with the ambulance. Later, when I was about to pay the money, they told only it is available in the hospital. So wherever you want, you can. So it will go to the central nursing station with the patient. So you can connect only it is in the hospital. How you can have a telemedicine in
Yeah.
the ambulance? Number one question.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
told it is available.
It is
So
available.
which monitor will show telemedicine to the central nursing station in the hospital? Location, you can fix the location app so that people knows that they will do. Or I'm asking you because you have designed multiple things.
Yeah.
So number one, so is there anywhere you have designed what is the tire pressure? Central nursing station people should know. At least they can warn the driver. How much petrol is there? They can warn the driver. So monitor what once you connect the monitor to the patient, it should
Yeah.
come to the central nursing station to the hospital.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
location. Have
Yeah.
you done any previously any time? If
Sir,
you have done, which company?
you see, point is that, sir, this is the requirement from the government now. So in any case, if I get a contract, I have to do it. But there are solutions available. I have not done it personally, to be very frank. But as I told you that there is a cloud available. You have to buy that. You have to take the fees from that cloud. That monitor is kept in the patient compartment as well as in the driver compartment. Whether he's driving, as you said, everything is possible. When they check that speed is high, when they check that there is a onboard device available, that fuel he's there is no theft about the fuel. Everything is possible, sir. It's available now. Onboard devices are available, and then as you said, that cloud is bought. The whole data goes to the station. There is on that station, if the doctor is available, as a clinician or as a specialist, he can guide that paramedic or a doctor who is accompanying the patient, that this is how he can do that procedure. It's all possible, sir. It's available now in India.
Abid ji, आपको एक question है. In the hybrid giraffe incubator, I don't know why you people kept the name called giraffe. First of all, I don't know. Please let me know. One. Second thing, question what we know, what we use. Less than 1 kilo, 1.2 kilo only humidification is necessary. After that, if the baby becomes good, 1.25 and all, if it is maintaining temperature, we usually humidification is not necessary. Some people do use up to 1.5 kilo. It's up to them. So what you are putting the water to the, do you think in your machine or glacial acid, is it necessary to put it?
See,
Two questions.
Chandan is there. Chandan can answer why it is giraffe. Okay, Chandan. Other
Yeah.
part I can answer. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So let me answer this. So first of all, sir, thank you for your question. Tonight we are going to have one very nice session where we have actually invited the people who have actually invented giraffe in year 2000. So from the engineering side, Steve Falk, and from the clinical side, Karen Starr, those two people who designed giraffe and which made the first hybrid system in the world, and which actually changed the neonatal care in a very large extent on the technological front. And then there are many companies who actually tried to make some of those features in their products. So those are the people who are invited in today's webinar. I'm sure Abid has forwarded the link to register. From 8 o'clock it will start around 8 o'clock, and it will go up to 10 o'clock. So there we will talk about the history of giraffe, the very the intelligence things that giraffe is having. So I would like to request you to join that and keep that suspense till that time. Now coming
Okay,
back to the
second question.
coming back to the humidification. Now, if you remember, like, we had a session in giraffe, and as you rightly mentioned, like when the babies are really very premature, and you mentioned about 1.2 kilo, 1.5 kilo, and also one is the weight and another is the prematurity. And also between these two, we actually on these two variable, we actually see that the humidification is required. Now, humidification has, two, three, important thing. One is that to maintain the skin integrity, humidification is very important. To maintain the IV fluid management, humidification is very important. So these are the two things that you can see on the humidification. At the same time, you also need to see that where you are putting your humidifier reservoir, so that you can really have a very good look at it. So, and also there should be alarms when the humidifier, the water level, it goes beyond a point, you can easily either see it or even there is an alarm. Also, if you remember that I also mentioned about the humidification that you need to give, you need to ensure that you give sterile humidity, then you give the moisture type humidity, what you normally give with a ventilator. If you give the moisture type humidity, you will land up with a lot of infection issues, because the microorganism will go from the reservoir to the main chamber and will create lots of issues. And for these very, very fragile babies, infection is a very, very big burden. So you need to ensure the technology being used for humidification has to be a different. So what we do in giraffe is that we first preheat the water in the reservoir between 55 to 58 degrees centigrade, and then depending on the humidity, which go high as 95% of the humidity. So whenever you decide that what percentage of the humidity you want to give, let's say you want to give say 90% humidity, depending on that, the machine will calculate the amount of water it needs to take and then boil at 100 degree. And then it will make water vapor, which will get mixed with the air and oxygen, and then it will come in the chamber and it will do the humidification. We call it sterile humidification. So with this, we ensure that there are no infection issues and the humidity is also being given in a proper way.
Gupta ji, what I asked is, do you think we should, is it necessary to add acetic acid or glacial acetic acid or vinegar or something like any soda, like something? Is it necessary to add or no need?
No need.
No need. So
it is pure water. Pure water, no need.
Water. Okay,
yeah.
Because you usually humidity will cause. And one more thing, you people is, usually it is a double glass. Is it yours is a acrylic, plexiglass or fiberglass?
Yeah, so we call it acrylic, and it's double walled. And what happens is that in our case the air comes from both the sides. So you will see that in a double wall system, also in some system the air comes from one way and it goes to the other way. So for that, for the air movement, you require a higher fan speed. Now when you develop the higher fan speed, what happens, the noise level also increases. So the design that we use is that the air comes from both the sides and it comes from both the sides and mixes at the top. So
yeah,
you can use as a
हाँ गुप्ता जी, no. मेरा question है, plexiglass is it better, fiberglass better, acrylic better? Usually, which one is better?
So
fiberglass is better, or because it won't get cracked.
There are two, three things that you need to look at it. One is that the visibility, whether the visibility in which material you are having nice. Second thing is the ruggedness, because there are chances of the breakage for different times, the uses that you will be having. So I would say the visibility, and the other one is the insulation. The third one is the insulation. So if you see that if the thermal insulation in which material is the good, so we have used as I said, the acrylic. We have seen that it is the best in our case, so we are using that.
And one more thing, you people are using in the GE, I have seen regarding the probes, thermocouple probe in something, thermistor one. Usually thermocouple probe is very small. It's like a thin slender wire. Why? Because thermocouple is anytime more superior than thermistor. Why both you people are using in a things? Is it money wise you people have divided? Or as we give more money, it's more sophisticated you people are giving?
So I would say that for if you really look at the cost component of a probe, it is really insignificant compared to a product like giraffe. Like it doesn't come into any percentage. So there is no, I would say that that's not the issue. What we do is the dual thermistor probe. So I would say that if you have you seen any kind of issues related to that, on the probe? If you have any particular issues you have experienced.
Thermocouple probe is very comfortable for extreme micro preemies because it is very small, takes a small place. Thermistor is a big it is a round button shape, shirt button like that it is there.
Right.
Or only big lengthy, big one thing is there like a rectal probe. So thermocouple, because that is the reason I asked. As the money gives, good thing will come. ऐसे कुछ something is there, Gupta ji?
No, so we have only the dual thermistor probes.
Okay, just I thought I'll ask you this. Is there, because in a transport incubator, if long journey, is it a greenhouse? I know if greenhouse sun effect, sun is necessary for the greenhouse effect to develop because of the temperature, because of the incubator temperature. Do you think something will happen to the incubator if surrounding temperature will increases like a greenhouse?
I'm assuming that the ambulance that you will be taking will have the proper, air conditioning. That so the external environment temperature, I'm assuming you will maintain anywhere between, let's say 25 to 28 degrees centigrade, and inside that, incubator anyway, because it's a thermal system, it will ensure its proper servo control system. It will ensure the temperature that you want to attain. Let's say anything between 36 to 37.5 degrees centigrade. So it will maintain that within that environment. So from the external, thing that what you're talking about, let's say in Delhi or Karnataka, in say North Karnataka, where the temperature goes in the summertime very high, let's say 46, 47, till the external environment of the transport incubator will be between outside will be like 25 to 27 because you are using the air conditioning system.
Dinakar sir, kindly unmute and speak.
Gupta ji, sorry. Giraffe hybrid incubator come warmer. How it will help in neurodevelopmental outcome better than the other incubator or the warmer?
Okay, so in case of if you really look at for the very premature babies, what you need to do is that you need to attend the babies quite frequently. The more fragile is the baby, the more number of times you need to go and attend the baby. So the thumb rule is that for such a baby, which are let's say 28 weekers, you need to attend every 30 minutes. So in a day, you need to 24 hours, you need to attend anything between 40 to 50 times. Now, whenever you are trying to attend, let's say it's a normal incubator, you want to attend, you want to access, whatever you are going to do is that you are going to open the side walls, you are going to open the portholes, you are trying to access it. Whenever you are trying to access it, the temperature, will be a change of the temperature. And whenever there is a temperature changes happen, it's a thermal shock for the baby. Now, in case of the hybrid system, what happens is that whenever you are trying to access the baby so many number of times in a day for something or other, then at that point of time, it is acting as an open care warmer. So it is still getting the required thermal, the stability that is required during that time, because sometimes the interventions can be as high as anything between 2 minutes to 7-8 minutes. So during that time, this thermal stability is very important, because what can happen is that there can be brain seizures during that time, and the duration of the brain seizures can create the complexity much bigger. Now, like giraffe incubator, it also stresses that happens is that the pressure stress, thermal stress, light stress, sound stress, touch stress. So all these different type of stresses can be significantly reduced. And that day, if you remember, I gave some an example. For example, that sound is a stress. Now what we have done, the alarm creates lots of sound in an NICU. Now we have tried to find out where we need to put the alarm speaker so that everyone in the NICU can hear it properly. But on the center of the bed, the noise level is the lowest. So we tried different 216 positions, and we found out on the base of the the giraffe and making it a 45-degree angle to the floor. If we can make it, then with the bouncing effect, everyone can hear it properly. But on the center of the bed, the noise level is very low. So this is just one of the design features. Tonight I am sure that some more things we'll be talking about. But similarly, for each of those stresses, there are a lot of design features which we have incorporated in giraffe. Just giving an example, like the mattress. So if you really look at the mattress in giraffe, it's a pressure diffusing mattress. So as you know, like whenever you do a neuro operation or a ortho operation for a longer duration, then you require a special type of mattress on the OT table. Now look at those are like adults, their skins are well developed, and that operation duration is maybe between 4 to 8 hours. Now look at in case of very premature baby whose skins are not well developed, and it can be anything between 7 days to 24 days to maybe more than that. So during such long stay, if the mattress is not a different mattress where the it ensures that the pressure is well distributed, the circulation of the blood may get affected, and there can be some sores formation and which can create some kind of infections. So it ensures that kind of things doesn't happen, and the infections are reduced and the stress level is reduced. So just giving one or two design features. There are so many design features across all these different type of stresses I talked about, which ensures that the stress level is significantly reduced, and as a result, when the stress level is reduced, then all the nutritions that actually goes to these babies, those are actually used for the cell development or the growth of the baby. It doesn't require for the the excitement, and for that reason whatever other things happen, and it reduces lots of energy for that. So as a result, this we call it a neuroprotective care. When you use a product like giraffe, it ensures the proper growth of the baby, and it ensures the proper I would say the future of the baby when it grows up.
Thank you, Gupta ji. Over to Prashant. Thank you, Gupta ji. Very nice explanation. Understood well. Answered very well. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Zalpuri. Over to Prashant. Somebody has raised the hand.
Yeah, Dr. Naresh, and then after that we'll go with Dr. Suresh. Dr. Naresh, kindly unmute and speak, Dr. Naresh, sir. Yes. Sir, your voice is not clear. Naresh, sir, your voice is not clear.
How we do the ambulance, sir?
Sorry, sir, can you speak a little louder?
How big ambulances can be sterilized?
We can't hear you, sir.
How these ambulances can be sterilized?
Okay, how this ambulance needs to be sterilized?
Yes, that is a question. And how frequently?
How frequently? Okay.
So normally sir, we are recommending fumigation of these ambulances and to be closed for at least for half an hour or 1 hour. Like you do fumigation for your OTs and all that. Same procedure you can follow even for the ambulance patient compartment especially. But nowadays, like people are even sterilizing them with the sodium hypochlorite solution, which we normally don't recommend because they say that for COVID it is ideal because it has a lot of corrosive properties. So it may cause some problems with the that designing part and all that. It may give you some rusting and all that. But according to us, we normally suggest same fumigation. That is the ideal solution.
Sir, how we take care of temperature and humidity inside the ambulance?
It is there are gadgets available, sir. That hygrometers are available. The temperature that clocks are available, which is giving you both even the humidity as well as that even the AC temperature inside. All is possible, sir. It's there.
Can we think the availability of the transport warmers also?
Yeah. Transport warmers are also possible. That's not a problem, sir. I mean, they're like in J&K, people, buy, ambulances where, we have to give that warming system in the patient compartment, because, everywhere you don't require, even in J&K, you don't need, maybe on the hilly terrains area like, Srinagar or Ladakh, you need to have a warming system inside the patient ambulance. So that we normally do.
Yeah, I see that, sir, I have a couple of example, like I said earlier when I was talking about in Bareilly, he is putting in the warming system, inside the ambulance. He has simply, if that complete warmer, if you see, if he take the basenet out and only the heating element and there is a bifurcation, they can put it into that and they can have the warming system also.
Do we think to change the color of the ambulance, as the yellow color is the most bright and it is visible in a dim light vision also? All the school buses are painted yellow only because of this reason. Do we think to change the color of the ambulance?
Sir, as per ambulance code, everything is predefined. If you have to have a neonatal ambulance or a advanced life support ambulances, the design is given by the RTO office. It is there in the ambulance code. Anybody who does that, even the, from where you are buying an ambulance, they will tell you that this is the recommendation now as per the government law. So you cannot change color of the ambulances. It is not done now.
Thank you, sir. Is there any separate? Is there any separate monitor for the blood pressure measurement in the newborn?
Sir, I'll take this question, sir. Yes, what I said that most of the time I see that people using the pulse oximetry, okay, and we have something called the V100, which is having the 3 parameter, which have the NIBP also and pulse oximetry also. We got a special type of a measurement of a NIBP, which give the at the inflation that give the lower pressures to have the accuracy out there. So, we need to select the right, monitor and monitors which need to have the capability of sensing the newborns.
Are there availability of the separate NIBP monitor?
Yes, we are giving. G is giving.
Only for BP?
Not only for BP, we have SpO2 and BP, NIBP.
Only BP you don't have?
No.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Suresh.
Yeah, actually, add on to the previous question for sterilizing ambulances. Some of the newer ambulances that I'm seeing in the West, they have a spray system inside, which can, on the return journey, can spray a disinfectant which evaporates by itself. I've not seen it in India yet, but such a system is available. I saw it at Arab Health earlier this year, and that seems to be the new latest thing. This was before COVID became a thing. And since we were talking about incubators, I just wanted to mention something called the baby pod. It's a British invention called baby pod. Now they went to baby pod version 2, designed by Williams Racing, the Williams F1 racing team. And it's made out of carbon fiber. And it is actually a lower cost alternative to incubators. And Great Ormond Street, Gosh is using it not only for their ambulance services, but they're also using it for their as transport on the flights also. So just putting it out over there.
Thank you, Dr. Suresh.
Yeah, I have seen that, sir. Baby pods are
it is very lightweight too. Very lightweight. Suresh, is it true?
Yes.
I think it was there in Arab Health.
It was there at Arab Health. We'd been looking at it quite some time ago. You can carry it like a carry bag, literally. Yeah. Put the baby and carry it inside the hospital also. And like you said, it's made from carbon fiber, so it's extremely lightweight.
Everything crash tested, everything, it was there.
Yeah.
Very nice. So Prashant?
Yes, sir.
I think so. Chandan Gupta was telling there is a class today at 8 o'clock about the incubator, Abid, and the people were telling. And it was very good. And I think so, Suresh, whenever we see next time, I think so far your ambulance, there should be, you should develop it's a request and it's a pressure and it is ambition. I know that you can do it. You are the only person you can do it. Set the central nursing station means monitors your central hospital people should able to tell your ambulance what is the pressure of tire, what is the petrol or diesel, how much kilometer it will come, where is the location, and what is the about the monitor. What ID7, what I showed you, it won't give the ambulance. They were telling me they were telling that Chinese people were telling lies, and Bangkok, Hong Kong, Thailand people were telling lies. It is not there like that. No chip, nothing. It's only inside the hospital. I don't know where it is. You should develop something such that it will be useful for the things. So over to Suresh.
Let's see.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Prashant.
I can add to Dr. Naresh's call. Sir, you can even have the attendance on the board. That's not a problem these days. New gadgets have come. Like as I said, you can monitor whether it is. You can have a geographical area of that ambulance. If it goes is out from that geographical area, it gives you alarm. I mean, the concept is that if the driver is not following your route, it will give you alarm. And besides that, even the attendance of the paramedic can be done even at the attending the job at the ambulance. You don't have to come to the hospital. That is also possible.
I
No,
think
Zalpuri has
Vinagara has
asked.
seen my ambulance.
Ah.
So in my ambulance, we actually have TPMS, tire pressure monitoring, everything on the. We've connected the tires just like you have in the car.
No, I have seen it.
The driver dashboard.
That display is there for the driver. What I am telling is tire pressure, how much fuel is there, how much, what is the humidity, all those things, humidity, NABH, it is a mandatory each refrigerator or each room, it is there, what the humidity, how much temperature. But what I am asking, it should be reflecting in the our hospital, what is happening in the hospital ambulance.
All right. I think we have almost come to an end. Dr. Naresh, you have raised your hands. Would you like to go? One last question we'll take. Dr. Naresh?
Sir, in the case of emergency, the transport ambulance services are meant for one patient. But if you are having two patients, can it be adjusted anyhow?
So you're asking about in one ambulance is for one patient. You're asking about can we do two patient transfer?
Sir, during disasters, it happens, sir, like the patient attendance seat, which is, as Dr. Saab was referring that there is a head-on collision. It's a basically the concept is that you can put a second patient on a spine board on that attendance seat, and you can easily transport that patient to the nearest hospital where his life can be saved. You can transport at least two patients. That's no problem.
Dr. Naresh, there is a same thing is happened in one hospital. Since it was the twins, they shifted one transport incubator was there. So place was not there. So they kept head on one side, that side on head. They tied it, they shifted. Unfortunately, one baby died. Parents went to the court. Okay, one incubator, one baby, and one doctor is there. How you took? So ultimately, they want to save the patient. So the doctor did. So whole hospital have to pay so much money. So being a doctor, we want to be a generous and try to save. Later, we will be stuck. So whatever it is there in our plate, we should eat. We should not go more for helping the people. Ultimately, it will come to our hand only. What I learned from that case, even we have tell them to take one more ambulance, come. It is the experience what is happened in our geography locality area.
Yes, sir.
Very
so
true.
On this wonderful occasion of World Premature Day observation, we are very happy that so many people participated and so much in detailed discussion, which was a worth a topic, how to maintain womb-like temperature post-delivery and during the transport, so which is so vital and so important in the care of the newborn baby, so that the babies reach very safely without much of injury to them, so that the temperature is maintained, stability, hemodynamic stability is maintained, and the whole idea is to give an intact survival of all premature babies and all the babies who are traveling when we are doing a neonatal transport. So thank you once again for all our speakers who have discussed in depth, in detail about each and every millimeter of ambulance has been discussed in depth. Thank you very much for that. On behalf of NNF Karnataka, we would like to thank Mr. Ganesh for his wonderful support, and all the speakers, panelists, and delegates. Please continue doing the work what you have been doing in terms of saving life and supporting the people who are saving life and directly helping all of us. Thank you once again. Before we close,